can see the way they hate, and I know better than to listen to the people who are calling us names. I can feel the sunlight shining.
Well, good morning, everyone. My name's Brian, and today is Wednesday, February 21st, 2024, and this is episode 638 of the Lots Project podcast, and it's titled Watch Out for Giants. And I'm going to be chatting about some TikTok conspiracy theory, the value of some lives being greater than others, a new Shopster.store product, and more. Good morning. Let's check out who's hanging out in the live chat, see who is around in the coffee crew. We'll get to all these topics in just a bit. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Pip having a rough one, it looks like. Pip says good morning, but he was 5 lights away from work and can see the flashing lights. Oh no, Pip. Happy whatever day it is. It sounds like it's hump day, but it sounds like you guys are going to be having another barbecue, a little indoor barbecue or something. Was it fire personnel or cops, or what did you have going on? Morning Mike's Homestead hanging out. Rewilder Life says, hey, it is Wednesday. It is Wednesday. John, how we doing? Thanks for swinging in. Good morning to you also. Pickle Pete. Oh, Pickle Pete. I checked out your Survivor song this morning before coffee. Oh, I'm proud of you for putting that out on the internet. Oh, what is in the cup this morning? I was talking with Brian yesterday after the show, and I'd been trying the blends, the different blends of the Tanzanian pearberry, the light and the medium, different proportions, 50-50, 75-25, either way. And I was talking to Brian after, when he had mentioned, I think it was in the show comments, he mentioned I have a clean shirt. I just throw whatever hoodie. I just grab whatever hoodies in the morning, and then after the show, I change my clothes. I just have one laying here. You got to realize I roll out of bed right there. Go make my coffee over there, and then come and sit down. Like this is first thing. Anyway, I I have a clean shirt after not spitting out coffee. I gotcha. I mean, I'll let people decide what they think for it on their own. Anyway, I was talking to him about the 2 bean blends with the Tanzanian, and how they really set each other off, even though they're not that different. They're a light roast and a medium roast of the same. He was telling me, really how multi-bean blends. I got you on the spitting out the coffee. I was like, have I been coming on with big nasty coffee stains on my shirt every day? I kind of look into the screen and I don't notice anything. Rewilder Life's making some English muffins this morning, and maybe some bagels. Gluten-free, I hope, dear. Gluten-free. Anyway, I was talking to him about how the two beans are really setting each other off, even though they are just a little different. They really bring out the contrast when you have both in there. And he was talking about his multi-bean blends, his masterpieces, his opus, would you say, his coffee opus. And you can try it out. You can order you can order Brian's opus. It's Brian's blend, not me, Brian, but Brian from Food Forest Farms. If you go to foodforestfarms.com and find Brian's blend, That is a masterpiece of a coffee for sure. Everyday drinker, an all-day drinker, a transition you from shitty coffee drinker. It's right. It's hard to describe until you try it. But anyway, under that same theory with the multi-bean blends, especially the post blends after roasting, post blend being after roasting. Basically, you roast them all separate and then you blend them to whatever ratios you want. I looked up in the cupboard and I happen to have a GSD blend, which is something that I came up with working with Brian. Made some suggestions, gave him some direction. He sent me samples. We worked it out. That was actually the first blend that we ever made, and it was spot on for what I wanted. The man is a coffee savant, among other things. Yeah. So the GSD, I know the formula. I know it's two beans post blended, 2 roasts post blended. And I was like, all right, so let's make it a 3-bean blend and toss some of this pea berry in there. So I made my second press yesterday, and goddamn, I went with the pea berry medium with some GSD. Woo! I thought the pea berry is good, like, and it is a solid coffee by itself. But when you drop that in with some GSD, grind it up fresh, and make a French press, it's what I got this morning, guys. It is what I got this morning. It was phenomenal. This morning I'm rolling 2/3 GSD with a 1/3 medium pea berry. Yeah. Think about trying that one, Brian. If you got any of that laying around, you happen to have some, you want to burn some up and give it a try. Yeah. That might be going on your menu right there. What's everybody else got going on? Rachel says if they aren't gluten free, it's been nice knowing you all. All right, rest in peace. Please don't. I enjoy you being around here. I enjoy you being in the chat. You dropped a fantastic link in the Telegram group this morning with an interview you did over on the podcast, you and Harold. You guys should check out the Modern Homesteading podcast with Rachel, our one of our very own Coffee Crew members here, Rachel in the Morning. Fantastic podcast and a wealth of knowledge. So definitely check that out and head on over to the Telegram group and hang out with us on a daily basis. Good morning, Michael Sparks. Thank you for swinging in. I'm going to forward that information you got me from yesterday on to Charlie tomorrow. I told Corey as soon as you sent the contact info for the commercial space lady, I looked at Corey. I said, well, we gotta get pizza on Thursday. Gotta get pizza on Thursday because I gotta go get some information to Charlie. It really broke my heart, Michael. You are feeding the beast. You are perpetuating my pizza addiction, and you're an enabler. But I appreciate you. Pickle Pete says, "Name it. It's your blend. Let's make a label." Whew. All right, let me think on that. I want you to try it first and just make sure it isn't FUD in my head, making it taste good. But maybe you can twist on it a little bit. I didn't try light in it yet. I rolled with the medium. Hunter says, I didn't know she had a pod. Yeah, her and Harold Trumbolt, is it, Rachel? I never, I'm so good with names. Hunter, I'm gonna have Rachel drop all her info and links in the Telegram chat, so you can find it there and catch up with her stuff. They got a really good, really solid podcast. And I if I listen to podcasts more, I don't listen to bunch, I have to admit, and there's various reasons for that. Definitely various reasons for that. And I might cover some of that. I'm going to be joining Sunday night. this coming Sunday night, I'll be on a roundtable with Toolman Tim, and I believe it's also going to be Nicole Sauce from Living Free in Tennessee and Kyle Poirot, potential Survivor contestant and aspiring content creator, backwoods butcher, animal killer, things like that. Pickle Pete says drop the links. If she drops the links, the Modern Homesteading Podcast, I don't have a link off the top of my head. Sorry. We're gonna be on a roundtable on Monday night or on Sunday night talking about content creation. We've done it before. I think we've done one, maybe two. None of us are like million subscriber folks. We're not Mr. Beast. We're not Pew Pew Bang or whatever his name was, Pew Pew Cutie Pie, or I don't know what. I never got into all the super popular YouTubers, which probably if I had, maybe I'd be more successful at this. But he continues to ask me to come on, which is really cool. I mean, I guess I would have to classify myself as a content creator since I put out like, oh God, I was counting it up, like averaging 6 to 7 hours of content a week. I suppose that qualifies me to talk about what not to do to stay stagnant and not get big. But no, it's fun. We bullshit. We talk about things we've had success with, things we haven't, things we've tried that have been an absolute disaster, and we just talk. So if you guys got questions, you want to bullshit about content creation, things like that, you should check out Toolman. I believe it's on Toolman's channel at 7 Central on Sunday night, and I imagine Tim always has he always has it turned on where I'll probably have at least one stream coming here and possibly one rocking over to Noster. So that would be kind of fun to have one to Noster when I'm not the only one talking and doing all the back end and running everything, and I can pay more attention over there. So maybe we'll kick up the Noster stream and see how that goes with multiple people. Pickle Pete says Kyle, he's a survivor. Yeah. Rewilder Life nails it. She says the hardest part with listening to others is you try not to copy, and it's hard if you listen to others to not let that affect your thoughts. Number one reason I stopped listening to a lot of podcasts, and basically the content I consume right now is learning how to make the stuff I'm doing better. I watch Amazon influencer videos, not the actual videos, but the how-tos, the kind of similar to what I'm doing in my weekly report, and other things down that line. Also, I watch, just shit that I'm doing to get better. I don't listen to informational podcasts. Like I used to religiously listen to TSP every morning on my drive. It was the first thing I listened to when I left the house. I mean, love Jack, love the show. It's so valuable for as far as information, but I don't want to be a parrot. And when you listen to something every day, all week, you can't help but, like Rachel said, have it affect your thoughts, have it affect what you're saying. And the first time I caught myself saying something that I was like, wait, where'd that come from? And I realized it was because I was listening to podcasts, and not just necessarily Jack. I consumed, when I was driving with the tech job and driving all day, I would listen to probably 6 to 10 hours of podcasts a day. So to try to filter that out and have original thought got tough. So, man, if you guys want those downloads, if that one download makes or breaks your stats, let me know and I'll download it and not listen to it, I guess. But I dipped out of the whole podcast listening thing. Michael Sparks says it's a fucking echo chamber. It is. It really is. So I stepped out. Backwoods Butcher, good morning. I sent a feeler out to Backwoods Butcher last night. Told him kind of what the line of the show was going to be this morning with TikTok conspiracies. I think he wet his pants and set an alarm. Oh boy, Pickle Pete says world premiere of Kyle's video at the conclusion of the show. I'm starting my Good Morning Seattle show with it. Kyle. Kyle. Kyle wet his pants. We're not sure what the substance was that he wet him with. He says it wasn't pee. Rewilder Life says I no longer listen to Homestead podcasts. I mean, so here's the deal. I read a lot more now than I listen. I feel that I can make that break. If I'm reading something and I'm intentionally reading it and I see something that I'm like, oh, whoa, brilliant idea. I'll dig into it. I'll usually read it from multiple sources, things like that. Unless it's today when we're just talking, we're talking conspiracy theory and all that. Like, I mean, let's roll with it. There will be a big disclaimer before we get into that segment, but yeah, if I read it, if I do my research, if I'm learning things, I feel more than comfortable conveying that. But when you're listening to somebody roll and talk and rolling through it, man, you can pick up some like Michael said, echo chamber for sure. So anyway, John asked earlier, do you have an idea about Galaxy's node, bro? I may or may not. I haven't heard. I don't recall that particular name. Rachel says she's currently reading 4 books, mostly about plants, design, etc. Yeah, I got one book that I'm reading is The Daily Stoic, and it's fantastic. And I am over the moon happy that I just bought it, and it was kind of one of those. Do I really want to buy this? Will I really read it? Will it really hook my interest? Will I actually read it every day? Do I think I can make it a year and read that whole thing front to back, 366 pages, one a day? And a month and a half in, there's no question that it'll happen. I understand I might miss one day. I might miss a couple days here, there, or the other. But I'm always going back and catching up. It usually is a weekend morning where we're doing something out of routine. Monday through Friday, it's a no-brainer. It's happening every morning, and I'm seeing so much benefit from it, and feeling the way I'm thinking about things, feeling the way I'm approaching things, and just generally mood and outlook has changed. I think significantly. Personally, just thinking about it, it's been significant. So if it's working, keep doing it. I guess if it's working, keep doing it. That's the book I'm really reading right now. Most of my other stuff is digital. It's specific searches. I'll start thinking about something and I'll go down. I'll have a browser open with tabs on the same subject, like 30 of them. Kyle Kyle brings up a good point, and I've been in this one before until you just stop caring. But he says, I don't watch many homestead YouTube channels much. If I do, it's usually hate watching, not understanding why their content is getting more views than mine. Yeah, dude. Yeah. You really feel that there has to be a magic button or something when some of the just shit, like somebody likes it, I guess, or somebody swiped through it or whatever. Yeah, it's yeah. I hear you. Gotcha. We're on the same page with that one for sure, man. Rachel, after the show, she had taken a screenshot yesterday and dropped it in the Telegram chat. She was wondering what this was, and said, wasn't there something there before? Anybody over on Noster, if you're watching, or if somebody uses Noster and wants to go over this here, I can make it go away too. Watch, boop, boop. That should light up if someone zaps the show. What is a zap? It is a tip. It is a sign of value for value. If you're on Noster, you know all about zapping. But if you see the stream on Noster and there is a zapping function enabled wherever you're watching it, and you hit it, I think it's supposed to pop up in that little black box if I have it set up right. So just like I was talking with just like I was talking about earlier with doing the roundtable and being able to kind of dig in and function with it. Michael Sparks says, how do I find it on Noster? Okay. What client do you use? You use Amethyst? If you use Amethyst, if you go on the bottom bar, I assume you're on mobile. There is the home on the left, and all the way on the right is your notifications. The one next to your notifications, it's like a little live. It looks like a live thing. When you hit that one, it'll have a marketplace. It'll have community chats, but there'll be a live section. And if you click on that, I believe it brings up here. Let me see if I can show this without showing anything. You can see my so right, it's gonna block it out. It's not gonna be bright enough. Shit, sorry. Yeah, so second from the right next to your notifications, there's it looks like a little radio beacon. If you click on that, it'll have marketplace, live, community, and chats. And if you hit live, there it is down there, Zap stream. There we are. Should be able to find it there, Michael. Found it. Nice. Sweet. Yeah, I'm still figuring that out too. Right now I'm hosted on another site on zapit.stream. So it kicks out to certain clients. It's found in different places. I haven't really found I haven't found a solid way to share it yet. Like I said, I've just been kind of dicking around with it. And once I dig in more, I'll really start promoting it. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, Kyle, you should do some videos about editing. Kyle says it's like, why do I even edit? I totally understand. Totally understand that. And I got to minimalist editing because of it. When I first started, I drove myself nuts editing, and I don't love editing like you do. And I realized that a lot of it doesn't have to do with the editing. I realized I would never have a movie quality video. Maybe I would eventually, but at this point, it's more about getting the information out there. And, as long as you can hear it and it's not obnoxiously loud background noise, you can see what you're talking about. You can hear what the person's talking about. I think it brings value, and there's people that are going to watch it. And the people that are going to watch cinematic educational videos, like you're gonna see in a movie theater, they're probably not gonna like what I say anyway. So there it is. Hey, look at that little plug there for the hoodies. All right, guys. Let's get down to this list here. Enough with the intros. Let me see. Sorry, everything got out of whack here when I was clicking on all these things before the show. Mike's Homestead says, can't zap on Noster since Wallet of Satoshi is done. Why are you still worried about Wallet of Satoshi? You haven't moved on to something else. Albi Wallet Connect, Mutiny, several other wallets are more than functionable with Noster. Are you on do you use iPhone, or are you on an Android based system? If you need help getting set up and getting things changed over, you're more than welcome to reach out, man. I'd help you. if I can, and if I can't help you, I can send you in the right direction to figure out how to get your stuff working. Wallet of Satoshi. Yeah, did you I think we talked about it here on the show that I never realized that Wallet of Satoshi was running Exodus's Lightning side, and eventually after Wallet of Satoshi got shut down by the U.S. government, yeah, they shut it down because of their regulations, which is bullshit. But anyway, Exodus ended up having to shut down their Lightning functionality because Wallet of Satoshi ran the back end. So if you watch the interview with Drew Fisher from Blockstream, there's exciting things coming from Blockstream Green and the Lightning functionality there, and Core Lightning, and all sorts of fun stuff. And Brian is currently saving his pennies to put together a iPhone. They locked the iPhones down pretty hard on zapping, less on the regulations and more on Apple wanting their fucking cut. So there is that. I am not as well versed getting around the obstacles on iPhone as I am Android, for sure. Anyway, they shut down the Lightning functionality on Exodus when they nuked Wallet of Satoshi, and I didn't even know that that was what was running it. I'm sure if I dug deep into the terms of service and all that, I'm sure it was in there. It might have been prominent on the screen. I just never noticed it. But if you have Lightning, if you have Bitcoin in Lightning form on Exodus and you haven't, this has been a couple weeks now, at least month maybe or more. Open up your wallet and get it out of there. It's said that anything that was already transferred into Lightning is still there and can be withdrawn, and then there's no new Lightning functionality in Exodus. Mike Soames said I still have the app as something like not available in your area. Yeah, I still have Wallet of Satoshi on my phone and I use it for price checking. That's what I use for price checking, because the receive function was really nice. You could quickly put in a Satoshi amount or a dollar amount and have that the equivalent right there on the screen. So when I was pricing things in Satoshis or pricing things in US dollars and wondering how many Satoshis it was the quickest path to find that information on my phone was bam, Wallet of Satoshi received. And so I kept it there. And yeah, it's not available in my area. I'm guessing you could jump through the VPN hoop and use it, but yeah, there isn't a big reason to use it. There are other options for sure. Kyle is patiently hanging out and waiting for conspiracies to come up. Okay. I hear him sitting there with his kids going, "Oh man, I tuned for this funny money bullshit." All I wanted to hear was the TikTok conspiracy. Oh boy. All right. Well, let's hit a couple of them. I got a bunch of stuff also on the list here. But when Kyle says he doesn't need to wait for him, they live inside of him. Oh boy. All right. Well, this started. Oh, before we get to conspiracy theories, if you guys have been listening for a long time to the show, you might recall a period of time when Facebook insisted on showing me pictures of Arnold Schwarzenegger constantly. Like 5 out of 12 posts were Arnold Schwarzenegger. Old, new, bodybuilding Arnold, Terminator Arnold, Governor Arnold, just everything to do with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know why I didn't search him. I'm not a fan. I didn't particularly care about Terminator or Twins or whatever movies he would, Kindergarten Cop. All I wasn't a huge Arnold Schwarzenegger fan, but they showed, and it was infuriating because it went on for like 2 weeks. Every time I'm scrolling, here's Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I'm like, what happened? Why? That finally subsided, and we moved on. My Facebook was pretty normal. It was showing me actually good stuff. It shows me a lot of 90s grunge stuff, behind the scenes stuff, grunge bands, this and that, a lot of music stuff, a lot of older music stuff. It like really was like, okay, this is cool. I get this. Like, this was my wheelhouse when I was that age. The other day, it started this bullshit again. It started. Rewilder Life thinks I'm taking steroids. You see this? The other day it started again with a random person. And now, yesterday it wasn't too bad. It was only like 4 or 5 days, but yesterday it kind of subsided. I wasn't on Facebook very much at all yesterday, so it might still be going on. Can anybody guess who you like? If someone can guess in the comments by the time I'm done with the first TikTok conspiracy story, I'll give you a prize. I don't even know what the prize is yet. I probably don't even have to come up with it because no one's going to guess. No one is going to guess who Facebook is showing me. Kyle, give it a shot. Scrambling, give it a shot. Who do you think Facebook wants me to see videos about? We'll get back to that after this first TikTok conspiracy theory. Oh, TikTok conspiracies. I don't go and scroll on TikTok a ton. Michael Hasselhoff. Isn't it David Hasselhoff? I don't watch TikTok a ton, like sit and watch normally. The biggest time that it happens is when I'm doing laundry. When I'm doing laundry and I'm sitting there, Kyle knows because all of a sudden Kyle will get 800 videos forwarded from me. And usually the first one that I forward him, the rest of oh yes, that's right. That's his lesser known brother. Does he sing German too? So the first video that I'll message Kyle or my beautiful bride who sends me, the people I watch TikToks from are Kyle and my wife. My wife's sending me dogs and animals and things that she wants. And then Kyle sends me stuff. Let's just call it stuff and things. So I'll sit down and I'll get the laundry started. I'll sit down and I'll check everything I need to check, and then I'll go to TikTok and I'll open it up, and it's like a fucking black hole. You know that little black logo on your phone with the white T on it? That white T is like the tunnel that you're getting sucked into when you click on that fucking black hole. And once it opens up, it's all games off, all bets off. So I'll start flipping through there. And depending on what the first video is I send to either Corey or Kyle, depending on what they show me right off the bat, will determine the course of the viewing session during laundry. Well, lucky for me, last week when I was doing laundry, so it must have been Friday, I think I went last week. Up pops some Looney Tune conspiracy theory on TikTok, and there are some fucking humdingers there, man. There are some fantastic conspiracy theories. Up pops one. Oh, Kyle would love this. Away it goes to Kyle. Kyle would love it. Here you go. Boom. And then for the next hour, I sit there and watch conspiracy theories. And, you know, like a lot of them, I'm like, yeah, no, just not even a fucking chance. Not even like this person needs to be on meds. This person needs to not be living on their own accord. They can't make logical decisions. They can't make rational choices. Like, get this person some help. Some of them, though, I'm like, wow. A, you put a lot of fucking work into that. And B, I kind of believe you. So I try to watch them all. Like, people are putting, even the Looney Tunes are putting a lot of work into these. And and so I'll watch their videos. I try to be very careful on the likes and the follows and the shares, because that just like feeds more of that insanity into your feed. But on Friday, the first one, we'll talk about the first one here. I got them on a list here, and then we'll get back to who Facebook wants me to see. But the first one that popped up, it was a two-parter. The first one, and this is something that I've actually gone down the path before, was about giants, like big giants. Not like me giants, not like 6'5", standing next to my 5'2" wife, or like the thumbnail today, the Andre the Giant. He was a big dude. There's lots of tall people, like abnormally tall, but we're talking like giants, like 15-foot tall, 20-foot tall giants. And there's conjecture, there's conspiracy that there's theories out there that the giants roam the earth. There are plenty of people that have found evidence. There are compelling stories that show there were giants. And so I was listening to this lady, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I can get down with this. Like, I'm totally on board with that there's been plenty of things about the history of the earth that I've been lied to about. You know, that the Indians were the first people to live in America. Really? So the Giants that hooked me. So I'm sitting here listening to this lady, and I've seen her before. She's a pretty popular a theorist here on TikTok. And so I'm listening to her, and she's talking, she's going on and on about the Giants. And then she starts talking about the eclipses. And if you guys have seen the stuff about the solar eclipse this year, right? That for the first time in history, or our history, recorded history, that the consecutive year eclipses paths cross the United States and form an X. And I'm like, where is this going? Is there going to be a portal to the underworld opened up where they crossed paths, and the you know, the one eclipse was last year and the new eclipse is this year, and I'm like, you're gonna really have to put the work in to get me convinced of this one, lady. But I kept watching. It was like a 10-minute TikTok. And she went on to explain that the town, how did it go? The town that the X intercedes at, the very town underneath it, has a native name translating to translating to little people town or something like that, small people town or something, city of small people, something like that. There is next to the town giant state park or something to that effect. Like the names may be changed for people's protection. I don't know. It's something about giants. So spiritual name about little people, state park right next to them with having to do with giants. The X is going right over the little people, right over the giants. And her theory is that the solar eclipses are a signal and a wake-up alarm to the giants that are resting in the Netherlands, wherever they are. I don't know. Are they in the mountains? Are they in the core of the earth? Are they underneath the disk of the flat earth? I don't know. She didn't really go into where the giants actually were or where they're hanging out or if they're like inanimate at the moment. But the solar eclipses going over this spot is not a cyclical event. The cosmos, or whoever's controlling the sun's path and the moon's path and all the things that line up for the eclipse, are actually trying to awaken the giants. That this is their alarm clock. And I'm like, had me at giants. I don't know about giant alarm clocks. But anyway, I kept watching. I watched it to the end. It was interesting. She connected her dots. She definitely connected her dots. She might have taken some markers and crayons and drew some dots in between the dots just to help her get there. So she made it. She made it through. So I was kind of intrigued. So I swipe up. There was some trash whore on TikTok. You know, I mean, girls got to make a living, but it gets a little much sometimes. So a few more swipes, and it's the same lady. And I'm like, oh, here she is again. And I see down at the bottom, you know, like you see part 1, part 2, this was like part 79. I'm like, oh my God, I missed a lot. Well, this lady is very upset. She's very, very, very upset because the US government is going to disrupt this process with their fogging capabilities. Fogging capabilities that they have been researching through CIA released documents. We've been studying fog dispersal as a weapon since the 60s. She showed the picture. She showed the text. So, you know, it's true. And so she is theorizing. Hunter says I could have stopped there. She's upset about the government. Yeah. But she is theorizing that the government knows that the solar eclipse is going to wake up the giants, and they're going to disperse fog on the day of the eclipse to either A, silence the giants, keep them sleeping, or B, release such a cloud cover and fog that the average humans can't see what happens during the eclipse, because it's going to be like 4 minutes long. And I think she's thinking that the giants are going to crawl out from the underworld and disperse out into someplace. And the government's running cover for them by dispersing fog through the whole United States at the time, or trying to keep them from waking up by blacking out the sun and the eclipse. And I'm not sure. She kind of theorized it both. She might be still doing her research. She did bring up a really interesting thing. And I think it has to do with the unusual weather patterns in the United States and the jet stream coming from Canada and all sorts of stuff that happened at the same time. That's my opinion only. And it is not scientific fact. I would probably lean more to her side that it is scientific fact that, coincidentally enough, 2/3 of the country was covered by a dense fog advisory at the same time on this date. And she believes that this was a test. It happened to be the same area that this solar eclipse X. It was the map was covering it. And the dense fog went from Canada all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. It was a big slice. And she felt that that's what they were doing. They were manipulating the fog that day as a test run for the solar eclipse. So you guys, come April, I believe it's April when the eclipse is going to happen. Get your helmets, get your eyes peeled, because you might get stepped on by a giant when they start running around. I don't know. I have to dig more in. I will bring more of this to you at some point. All right. That was conspiracy theory number 1 that I went down at laundry. And it's just been getting worse as the weekend's gone on. Every time I open TikTok, there's more conspiracy. And it's fantastic. As long as I tell Corey the rabbit holes I'm going down, she can pull me back out when it just gets too ridiculous. Had some guesses on who Facebook is showing me right now. Michael Sparks says Pee Wee Herman. No, but that would be fantastic. Paul Rubin was phenomenal. What a just a phenomenal actor that dude was. Absolutely love him. Pickle Pete said Michael Hasselhoff. Nope, it wasn't old Michael Hasselhoff or his brother David. Kyle said Michelle Obama. It was not Michelle Michael Obama. It was not. I have seen a little bit of the two Obama girls. They seem like they've really held a high moral standard in their days after getting in the White House. You know, nothing like those Bush girls. They were saints. But it was none of them. The person that Facebook is insisting, Pickle Pea says Mr. Rogers. Nope. Hunter, so Bob Hunter says, is it sarcasm? And then is wondering if Obama had kids. Well, he had fake kids. He had adopted kids. Sasha and Malia, I think were their names. Why do I know that? But more conspiracies from TikTok. Old Barack Obama's wife was not really his wife. It was his man wife. And so I don't know how she had babies, but that's if you believe the conspiracy theories on TikTok. She was a man, and there are plenty of pictures of her penis in penis outline in clothes, I guess. Go do your own research on that one. Hunter says he was serious about that. No, he had the two little girls, Sasha and Malia. But they were adopted, from what I understand. and oh my God, look at this. We have a collaboration opportunity. Howdy, mate. I am writing to propose a collaboration opportunity that I believe could be mutually benefit you as a streamer. My goal is to help talented streamers. Well, you're talking to the wrong guy. Get him, Hunter. Get him. Thanks, Twitch, for those random comments that pop up every once in a while. It really helps the feed. Back with Butcher says Big Mike definitely didn't push those girls out of her butt. Oh, anyway, back to Mason. Mike's Homestead said that guy obviously never watched the show. Thanks. Appreciate you too. For some reason, you keep coming back. Anyway, Facebook decided that my Facebook feed has not been ridiculous enough. They're showing me Anna Nicole Smith. Is Anna Nicole Smith still alive? I'm pretty sure she's dead. Didn't she die of an overdose? I know her dirt old husband died like 20 years ago. But what's that? Anna Nicole Smith? She was that blonde bimbo bitch that married the billionaire Playboy model. Mike's home says this is like a train wreck. You can't look the other way. I mean, there is that. You never know when it's going to fucking crash and burn. Hunter says, if you need to know who Anna Nicole Smith is, Corey, he just says blonde, big chest, old husband. That's perfect. Mike's home says that she thinks she died a long time ago. So did I. All of a sudden, these things popped up. All of these things, yeah, okay, Rewilder Life Concerns, she OD'd, giant tits, old husband, yep. Sugar, what is that, trophy wife? I don't know if I would call her a trophy wife. She was about as fucking, yeah, something. She was something. Anyway, Pip says Pam Anderson. She looks similar to. I think she was the dollar store Pam Anderson. Anyway, all these things from her start popping up, like pictures with her first husband and her little kid there that was in all the things. And she has this little has a little dog, and they had the TV show, and Mike says she died on February 8th, 2007. Maybe it was because of her birthday, and I stopped too long to go, where did this thing memory thread pull out of my head? And I paused too long on the picture. That's it. I paused too long on that big titty bitch's picture on her birthday, and now that's all they want to show me. Fuck. Ugh. It's like when you got a TikTok open, you set your phone down because something happens, and you come back and you're like, no, that TikTok's been playing for 20 minutes, and it's about like minute rice or something. I guess it wasn't her birthday. It was the anniversary of her death. God. Not good. All right. Well, got time for one more TikTok conspiracy. You guys want to talk? I didn't keep swiping when wiping. That's the poop algorithm. I like it. I got either we can talk vibrations or Trump. Had both of those on the list. Actually, let's save the conspiracy theories for later. I got something you guys should think about. I was thinking yesterday, and that can get me in trouble a lot, usually. I'm sure you guys have all heard about the shit in Minnesota with the 2 cops and the paramedic that got shot, killed. I guess multiple cops got shot, and 2 died and 1 paramedic died when they were responding to a domestic call. I don't know anything about it other than that. I know people that live in the area. My Facebook lit up with the Back the Blue shit, profile, temporary profiles, and all the whole 9 yards. Only reason I knew anything about it. I pulled up story, couldn't help. It was every third fucking post. So I was like, okay, well, I should know about what the fuck is going on. And it just sounds like the dude, they got shot. They got shot. So I keep seeing it. I see people nowhere close to Minnesota putting this profile picture. Like, this is a united whole country mourning session for 3 people, for 2 cops and a fire or a paramedic. And I don't want to see anybody die. I don't want to see anybody die. I don't want to see anybody die at home. I don't want to see anybody die at work. Oh yeah, Acorn Boy. Yeah, I dug down that. I went down that rabbit hole too. That is fantastic. Thank God that guy in the back of the car didn't die. But anyway, so these cops, 2 cops shot, 1 paramedic, and the world just comes unhinged. Thoughts and prayers everywhere. We got thoughts and prayers and thumbs up if you shares, if you want a prayer, or thumbs up if you giving thoughts or whatever. But I get in the local community. I get in the city of Burnsville, where there's 100,000 people and they lost 2 police and a paramedic. I get that it's a tragedy. I get it. Not in Texas, not in Tennessee. 3 people died in Minnesota. And it got me thinking why everybody has this massive erection anytime a cop dies, anytime a cop gets shot. Well, he was just doing his job and he died. And it got me wondering, how many people on an average day in the United States die at work? And why aren't there parades for them? And why aren't there temporary profile pictures for them? Because it must be like 0, because the minute 3 people die on the job, the whole world sobs. I looked it up, and in 2022, an average of 15 people a day, 7 days a week, died at work. What? Why wasn't there a parade for them? They died doing their job. Did the guy that is running the water treatment plant that makes your water clean so that you can drink it and he protects and serves you, does him dying at work not matter? Just the guy that comes and takes a report most of the time, or is responding to something that's already happened, or a lot of times is doing something that they probably shouldn't be fucking doing and they die. That's the only ones that count. Pickle P says, I sob for the Roughnecks and Crabbers. Yes, that's the thing. Hunter said I'd even take a yearly parade. 5,000 people in 2022 died on the job. On the job. How many did you hear about? Only the fucking police. Only the police normally. Happened to be a paramedic in the lump here. I bet if that paramedic got shot on the side of the road or something in a call, just a erroneous call by himself, and it wasn't with 2 cops in this big circus, and I bet we wouldn't even know. The guys Pickle P says the guys that get run through a piece of equipment in a food plant. Yeah, I mean, Hunter says my death is closer now in construction. Hunter, you were a police officer, weren't you? At one point? No, maybe. I can't remember. Mike's Homestead says, fact check confirmed, 5,486 people in 2022 died. Yeah, it averages out to 15 people a day, 7 days a week that we didn't hear about. But that's what I hear. That's what I hear when everybody freaks out about cops getting shot on. It was on the job. There's a lot of people that go to work and don't come home. A lot. And it was one of the main tipping points when I ended up losing my job was the company not taking the safety of their employees that didn't know better seriously. If one of those kids, if one of those 18-year-old kids, one of those 19-year-old kids had died on the job, you know what would have happened? The company would have posted their fucking job the next day. His family, their family, actually one of them didn't have a family, he was by himself. Nobody would have give a fuck. Maybe his parents, maybe his sister. There wouldn't have been a parade for him. No one would have fucking cared. But some dude in fucking Arizona sitting on his computer has to change his profile picture because some cop got shot in fucking Minnesota. Think about it. Just think about it. Think about who you put your allegiance to. Think about why you're upset. And for God's sake, if you have a don't tread on me flag on your fucking flagpole, don't put the fucking thin blue line flag below it. That's all I have to say on that subject. New shop product up and a new listing over on shopster.store. What is shopster.store? It is a marketplace used on Nostr. Nostr is a fantastic place to start messing around with. You're going to really, 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 really like it when they lock down all the other social media even more. And it's an uncensorable, unmutable, beautiful, freedom-oriented place with a value-for-value function. And it is developing more and more and more every day. Go and check out shopster.store to buy things with Lightning. Anything, anytime, anywhere with Lightning. Check it out. I have comfrey for sale over there. There's a plenty of stuff. It's just getting going. It's new. It's being developed. And man, Nostr is lighting up with development on a daily basis. So if you haven't checked out Nostr, definitely look it up. Try to figure it out. If you're having trouble figuring it out, jump in my Telegram group, send me a private message, send me an email, send me a smoke signal, carrier pigeon, or whatever. I'll help you get started. I'll help you get rolling. Enjoy free social media where you are your algorithm. You decide who you want to follow, what you want to see, and they don't pour shit down your throat that you don't want. But Brian, you just did a whole show on conspiracy theories that they show you on TikTok. That's why I still have it. Anyway, guys, it is time to wrap it up. Oh, Hunter, I didn't mean to offend you. He said he wasn't a cop. He did armed security, Big Blue's little brother. You're the guys I liked. Could fuck with you and not really get in too much trouble. Anyway, let's wrap it up. Let's get out of here. Man, if you want to hear Pickle Pete's Survivor song, head on over to Good Morning Seattle on the Scramblin' Food Forest Farm Scramblin'. Hunter says he sent a lot of people to jail. You transferred a lot of people to somebody to send them to jail, right? Yeah. All right. Well, time to get out of here, guys. I hope you have an awesome day. It's hump day. Get over that hump. If you enjoyed the show, I appreciate you listening. If you enjoyed it, please consider doing the free thing. Hit that like, share, and subscribe. To return value for value, please consider joining one of the YouTube membership tiers or listening on any value for value platform like Podverse or Fountain.fm. Visit thelotsproject.com for more information on me or to find all my partner companies, discount codes, recommended products, and more. We also have a shop there with mugs and t-shirts and all sorts of fun stuff. Check it out. thelotsproject.com. Click on that shop. There might be something you'd want to buy. If there isn't, definitely let me know, and maybe I can make you up something on the fly. All right. Kyle says that's why he keeps his TikTok. It's definitely not for the sluts. Hey guys, enjoy your hump day on that note, and we will catch up with you tomorrow.
Shining in with the moon at the end of this longest night. I can see the light. I can feel the sunlight shining in.